Democratic primary. It currently has more candidates running than the New York City Marathon. Just look at all those faces. Look at all those faces. And just like the New York City Marathon, most of these people won't make it to the end. And as the primaries approach, there's one key voting demographic everyone needs on their side: black people. Because if you have a strategy for winning the black vote, you're golden. That's how Barack Obama won. He had a brilliant strategy campaign of being black. But not every candidate has that advantage. So they've been busy appealing to the culture by any means necessary, including going on hip-hop radio.
For Democratic presidential hopefuls, there's the Iowa caucus, the New Hampshire primary, and now the Charlemagne caucus.
The Breakfast Club.
8 years ago, the Breakfast Club radio show started here in New York with a focus on hip-hop and the black community. Now, hosts Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee already hosted almost a third of the Democratic field this year.
Have you ever gotten a massage at the Orchards of Asia Day Spa in Florida?
That is not a headline.
The answer is no.
Wow. That's right. Even billionaire Bernie did an interview with Charlemagne. Although Bernie's so old, I bet he thought he was going to be talking to the Charlemagne, right? The emperor from the Holy Roman Empire. He's like, oh, I'm excited. We went to the same school, remember? We took history together, but back then we just called it present. And you know, I think it's great that candidates are broadening the way that they speak to black issues, right? Because anyone can show up at a black church and clap off beat, right? That's easy. But it takes real commitment to show up somewhere where they may ask you to drop a freestyle. You never know. Yeah, I can't wait for Joe Biden's freestyle. It'll be like heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. Let me touch him, let me touch him, let me touch him, let me touch him, let me touch him. Now, the Breakfast Club is a great place to connect with the young black votes. But you got to remember, the older generation of black voters are the real powerhouse at the polls. And to connect with them, the candidates are going through the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Democratic candidates today flooding a New York conference room for a chance to stand out to a key Democratic demographic. Some 12 of 17 2020 hopefuls made it a priority to stop at the Reverend Al Sharpton's National Action Network annual convention.
Al Sharpton asking every candidate whether they would sign a bill that would create a commission to study the issue of reparations. The overwhelming response from the 2020 contenders?
Yes. 100%, of course.
Yes, I would.
I already support that bill. Go HR 40.
And I will sign that bill.
Yes, I'm gonna pass this. Come on now.
Yes, I'm gonna pass. Come on now. I'm in a room full of black people. What do you think I'm gonna say? What do you think? You think I want Nike footprints all over my collar? Come on. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough spot to be in. You're at a black convention with the Reverend Al Sharpton literally an inch from your face. You have to agree to anything. Yeah, Sharpton could be like, actually, just to be fair, I think white people should be our slaves for a couple hundred years. What do you think? And they'd have to be like, yes, Master Sharpton, that's a fine idea. So all of the Democratic candidates are doing their best to reach black voters. And sometimes part of that outreach means apologizing to black people for how you might have done them wrong. Like Pete Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and famous boy detective. It recently came out that back in 2015, Buttigieg said all lives matter while talking about criminal justice during a speech. And now he wants black people to know that he's sorry.
What I did not understand at that time was that that phrase, just early into mid, especially 2015, was coming to be viewed as a sort of counter slogan to Black Lives Matter. Since learning about how that phrase was being used to push back on that activism, I've stopped using it in that context.
Wow, look at that. He's apologizing for saying all lives matter in 2015. Man, elections are good for black people, huh? Yeah, because normally politicians don't care this much. Like, if it was up to black people, there'd be an election every 6 weeks. And for every job, just to get apologies. Be like, hi, I'm Gary, and I'm running to be a cashier at Target. Of course, first I want to say sorry for slavery. Vote Gary. For more on the Democratic Party's outreach to black voters, we turn now to our very own black voter, Roy Wood Jr., everybody.
Oh, thank you, Trevor. I just want to say that so far, the Democratic candidates this year have been reaching out to the black community in a very respectable and genuine way. And to that I say, that noise. It's time to start pandering, baby. I can't wait. It's pander time, man.
Pandering?
Yeah.
But Roy, I don't understand.
But Roy, I don't understand. Look, you heard me. I don't know how y'all pick all y'all dictators over in Africa. I don't know what y'all do over there. But in America, we love the candidate who panders the hardest. We want you to shuck. We want you to jive. We want you to fall on your ass trying to do the nay-nay. You should be pandering so much that by the time you take the oath of office, your own mama should be ashamed to know you.
Okay, Roy.
Pander time, man. That's it.
I don't understand, and I'm going to ask you to clarify what you mean by pandering, but please don't make fun of me this time.
It's okay, Simba. I got you. Case in point. In 2008, milky white Mitt Romney showed up to a Martin Luther King parade to show how down he was with the brothers.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? What's happening? You got some bling bling here, too. Who's this? Who's got your camera, though? Who let the dogs out? Who?
Yes. Who did let those dogs out? Whom? You make it sound like the dogs went to private school. But that's what I'm talking about. Some good-ass pandering, baby. Because clearly, Mitt Romney had no idea what the hell he was talking about. Probably sat in the back of a school bus writing down everything he heard black kids say. Like, oh, so the shizzle gets the nizzle? Wow, you learned so much sitting in the back of these long, yellow, dirty limousines. But let me tell you, Romney's got nothing on the yas queen of pandering, Hillary Clinton.
Over the weekend, Senator Clinton and her campaign took a trip down south, and apparently so did her accent. Listen to this.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Oh, and let me reach out to you, Lord Jesus. I feel the Lord in this building right now. That's some grade A pandering if I've ever seen it, Trevor. She was pandering so hard, I expected her to be like, Hillary's my slave name. From now on, call me Rotomex.
Here's what I don't get, though. What's the point of pandering? Because Romney and Hillary both lost.
Yeah, they lost because their pander game wasn't tight. If you want to pander your way into the White House, it's another level. You got to learn from the master, Bill Clinton. Forget accents and song lyrics. No, Bill went on a black TV show and played the blackest instrument possible, the saxophone. You see that, Trevor? That wasn't just pandering. Clinton gave black people hope for a world they'd never seen before. A world where a black talk show host has a white band leader. You got a white band leader?
No, I don't, Roy.
See? Well, then we're still climbing that mountain, Trevor.
Roy Jr., everybody!